Hi, my name is Mandeep. In this question, we'll use the elimination process to find the answer. Now, if you look at the last word, it says last year were, last year had been, last year have been, that have been, earthquake had been. We can see there's a difference of tenses. Were is simple past, had is past perfect, and have is present perfect. Now, when we use had, there has to be two actions over in the past. Now we have to go back to the main sentence and check, do we have two actions and whether both are over in the past or not. So if you go back to the main sentence, it says some buildings that were destroyed and heavily damaged in earthquake last year were constructed in violation of the city's building code. So there are two things, were destroyed and were constructed. There are two things. So there are two actions in the past. So we need had. Whichever option does not have had, eliminate. So eliminate A, C and D. Now we're left with B and E. Now if we just look at the meaning of B and E, because we are dealing with tenses, we have to understand the meaning. So because one action happened and then another action happened. So to understand, let's look at option B. It says some buildings. Now it says that were destroyed and heavily damaged in earthquake last year. This is a modifier. It says some buildings had been constructed in violation of the city's building code. Now, buildings were constructed first and then earthquake came and then they were destroyed, because first they have to be constructed, only then they can be destroyed. So as per B, buildings were constructed first and then it says that were destroyed or heavily damaged in the earthquake last year, which make perfect sense. Now if you look at E, it says last year some of the buildings, now again this is that were destroyed or heavily damaged in the earthquake. This is a modifier. So it says last year some of the buildings had been constructed in violation of the city's building code. So it says buildings were constructed last year, but the meaning is that the buildings were constructed before the earthquake. Earthquake came last year. So over here it is changing the meaning of the sentence. Also the easier way is that you can see the placement of last year. Last year is a modifier. So what happened last year? Earthquake came last year. So last year must be placed next to earthquake. So option E is wrong. Hence B is the correct answer. Thank you.